What's up, world? It's Inspiring Vanessa. I'm 12 years old and I'm in the United Kingdom. I'm an international speaker, YouTuber, and a person who is ready to influence the next generation. And this is my era, so please tell me what's yours.
We can roll with that. I like that. You're so genuine. Kuda, what you think, man?
Thank you.
She crushed it.
This is My Era podcast. We spark the minds that set the trends that change the world as we know. And it starts right now. So let's go. This is My Era. Hosted by Kuda and yours truly, Mr. Alexander Starr. This is my era. Represents everybody who knows they want a better world and does something about it. This is our era. What about you? Good day, good day, good day. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just tuned in to the This Is My Era podcast. My name is Alexander Starr, alongside my co-host, Mr. Kuda Visa. Kuda, how you living?
It's a lovely day, man. I'm doing great. How about you, my friend?
I'm excellent, tremendous, spectacular, splendid, and I'm excited because we got another really dope episode and we got a really, really, really cool guest.
No. It's not the dopest episode. It is the pengest episode.
Pang. That's right. For those who don't know where Pang comes from, it comes all the way from the UK, and we got a special young lady. She's not your average 12-year-old. Yeah, I said it, 12-year-old. We have a really young guest on the podcast today, but she's going to blow your mind. She is an international multi-award-winning motivational speaker. She's a kidtrepreneur, a YouTube artist, author of books. Like, I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to let this young lady tell y'all all about herself. Please welcome to the This Is My Era podcast, Inspiring Vanessa.
Hello. Thank you
What's
so
up?
much for inviting me.
Oh, come on. How you living? You good over there?
I'm very good, thank you.
So, Miss Vanessa, you're 12 years old, right?
Yes, I am.
When is your birthday?
I'm a Leo, so I recently had my birthday. So my birthday is on August the 9th.
Okay, happy belated. So you're like
Oh, thank you.
you're freshly 12 doing inspiring things for other people. Well, first and foremost, tell us what you do.
Okay, so for anyone who's wondering, my name is Inspiring Vanessa. I am based in the UK, just in case you guys didn't realise that I have a slightly different accent to two of the hosts here. But my name is Inspiring Vanessa. I'm 12 years old and I'm an international multi-award winning inspirational speaker. I have my own YouTube channel. I do a lot of things. Let me try and get my track. I am an author, kidpreneur or entrepreneur, so I own my own business, and I do a lot of other hobby things on the side as well.
Okay. So, how young did you start doing these things? And why did you start?
I started when I was 9 years old, so I'll be doing speaking for almost 3 years now. So yeah.
Okay. So, what got you into speaking at 9 years old? Because most other 9-year-olds aren't necessarily focused on empowering others or giving advice, for that matter. At least not relevant advice. So at
Yeah.
9 years old, what caused you to want to get up and inspire people?
Well, when I was 9 years old, I attended an inspirational seminar. So we went to an event, and I went with my mum. And one of the speakers that we were watching him, I do lots of Facebook lives. He was actually one of the speakers there. So then he said, "Oh, Vanessa, why don't you come on stage with me? It'll be so cool." And I was like, so I was in two minds. I was like, do I go? Do I not go? If I don't go, will I seem impolite? If I do go, will everyone like judge me? So then I just said, yes, I'll go. And then while I was thinking about it, I was kind of like, oh my goodness, why did I say yes? But I'm so glad that I did, because I went on stage and I said some affirmations for about 30 seconds, very short time for a small speech, but I said some affirmations. And then what happened was I realized that doing speaking can allow me to help more people. And before, I didn't even know what a motivational speaker was. So my knowledge has grew a lot from when I first started doing speaking, because when we went to that first event, and we started going to many, many more.
That's beautiful. So you said you went up there at 9 years old and did affirmations, right? Where did you get
Yes.
affirmations from at 9 years old?
Well, my mum had already started her own business, so we went to a lot of events. I've only grown up with my mum, so I only went with my mum to all the events. So I'll be like in the corner watching videos while they do their different meetings, because obviously otherwise I would have just gotten bored as a 9-year-old. And what I didn't know is that I'm actually gaining all of this knowledge, and subconsciously I'm just gaining everything and I don't even know it. So even if I have headphones on, I'm not actually physically listening to what they're saying or what knowledge they're sharing out. I'm actually listening to it that I had no idea that I actually was. So when I started speaking, all this stuff came out of my mouth and I didn't even know that I knew that in the first place. So a lot of things were discovered when I first did speaking.
Wow. So I want you to go in a little bit more on that. So your mom is an entrepreneur and she would
Yes.
be doing things like this. So as a young girl, you were influenced largely by what your mom does and how strong and developed she is. So can you tell us a little bit more of the role that your mom plays in your daily and what it is that you are able to accomplish?
I believe that everything that goes on in your child's life or anything that goes on in a child's life is always down to the parents and what happens at home. So my mum has always been there for me from day one. Like she's always been there, been helping me, been supporting me. When I went out to her and was like, because at the event we met, there were lots of entrepreneurs there, some kid YouTubers there. So I basically came home saying, I want to do all of these things. And obviously I didn't expect her to say yes because there were so many things that was probably overwhelming more for my mum than for myself. So I was like, Mum, can I start doing speaking? Mum, can I start doing YouTube? Mum, can I start doing social media? And if my mum never said yes to all those things and was willing to support me, then I won't be able to do my career or be able to help other people. And that's why I'm so grateful for my mum. And also she helps me strive for a lot every single day. And she's also one of the people who organize me much better than I do myself. Because I know that if I wasn't for my mum, then I'd probably a bit of a mess because I need to structure everything. And obviously we have quite a busy schedule on a daily basis because I still go to school. So my mum's always there to be writing my to-do list down, making sure that I do them so that we're on the right track.
Wow. Vanessa, you are amazing. So you mentioned something that I want to touch on, which is, you're always busy and your mom helps you stay organized. So can you maybe tell the listeners, what your, routine is, or like how do you organize each day to make sure that you're accomplishing all the key things that you need to accomplish in every day?
Well, I do go to school, and that's something that a lot of people ask me, like, oh, are you homeschooled? How would you handle all of these things if you went to school? And I'm just like, well, I do actually go to school. And then everyone asks all of these questions like, oh, how did you actually how do you organize everything? How do you just do this on a daily basis and still be able to run your channel, still be able to do speaking gigs, still be able to live these two separate lifestyles as people may think of? And I think the key to that is very simple. It's just being organized and making sure that you write to-do lists, making sure that you're not overwhelming yourself, first of all, because otherwise that's just going to make you even more stressed. And also, you shouldn't be wasting time on doing things that aren't actually going to get you anywhere, because when I first shared when I was doing speaking or doing YouTube at my school, everyone was like, "Oh, Vanessa, you're so lucky to be going to all these different movie premieres. You're so lucky to meet all these celebrities and things like that." And I'm just like, well, in a way, I am lucky because some people still work as hard as I do and don't be able to get the opportunities that I get. But at the same time, the reason why I get all these things is because I work very hard. And other students may just be like, oh, I'm just going to go home, sleep, watch television, and that's what I'm going to do. But what I do is I do all of these other things like a separate lifestyle. And I still be able to complete my homework, still be able to go to school, have a good education, and still be able to help people at the same time. So the fact that I do all these things is just because I'm organized, and it's just important to always use your time wisely. And I also enjoy it, which is why I do it so passionately. If I didn't enjoy doing speaking, then I probably just would have put it to the side and had a lot of days just sleeping on the sofa or just not doing anything that's going to help me get anywhere. And It doesn't feel like hard work, to be honest. It really doesn't, because I enjoy it and because I love it and because I'm passionate about it. That's why I keep doing every single day. And that's why we post so much content for other people to see, because we care about those other people and how their day is going to go.
That's great. That's great. So I like English things. I listen to a lot of English music. I'm in England maybe once every 6 months, and one of the songs that I liked from last year was a song called "Balance." Do you know that song?
Hey.
I don't
You
actually.
don't know that song? Well,
No.
Balance.
oh
Siaga.
man. So yeah. So anyway, there's this song called "Balance" that came out of the UK last year. It was a pretty interesting hit, and the question I have for you is, how do you maintain balance in your life, right? Because you need to, like any other person, you have all areas of your life. Like you have your family, you have your social life, you have school, you have your businesses, you're writing books. So in 15 seconds, putting you to the test, how do you maintain balance in your life?
This is going to be quick. Okay, my time, can I make sure? Okay, my time's going to start now. Okay, I would say that I maintain my balance by obviously still doing work sometimes, and then obviously I feel like on Fridays I usually just relax for the rest of the afternoon after a long day of school, because if I'm working the whole week and I'm non-stop working, I'm not going to feel like I'm not being a child anymore. I'm just going to feel like I'm just living adulthood straight away at 12 years old. So I go to my friends with the cinema, and otherwise you're going to get burnt out if you don't do things for yourself as well. So I feel like every single, this is not 15 seconds, but
Yeah, so listen, Vanessa, hold on. This is a recorded podcast, so we can edit it, okay? So
okay.
if you want a second to think through your answer, and then we'll do it again, okay? This
Okay.
is your moment.
I think
So
you're
we'll
doing
give,
great though. I'm enjoying
yeah.
listening to everything you're saying. I don't even want to edit this out. I think
Oh,
I'm
thank
really
you.
enjoying it. This is cool.
Well, I'm gonna try and make my time start now. So I maintain my I maintain my week by still going out with my friends, still watching cinema, and obviously relaxing. I usually relax like on Fridays, just to have that relaxing time, be able to be with myself and not being working most of the time, because otherwise you're gonna feel burnt out if you don't have any time to focus on yourself. So those are the things that allow me to maintain my own balance for myself and obviously for my mum as well. Because if we're both overwhelmed, then we're both going to get burnt out, we're both going to get stressed, and it's just not going to end up very well.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Star,
Yeah.
did you take notes on that? I
Yeah.
was writing notes, man. I was writing notes.
Thank you.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but you kind of are talking to me because what I do not do is take breaks, and actually I wanna segue that because as an adult, right, we kind of lose our mentality of play, or at least most of us do. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Let me stop. I can't speak for all adults, but in my adult life, I think about completing tasks and achieving goals more so than I think about taking a vacation or hanging out, or these are things that I don't really do. I really just work, 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 because as I'm working, I'm thinking of two other things that I still haven't gotten done. And that is a mind state that you clearly have power over because you take your Fridays off and you get to still be a kid. So
Yeah.
my question to you is, do you see like a noticeable difference in the mindsets of young people versus adults when it comes to your goal to inspire them? Are adults more challenging than kids, or are kids more challenging than adults? Like, what's your take on that?
I mean, I think it depends on what kind of mindset they have, because an adult can be really childish, very bubbly, very playful, and a kid might be quite sad, quite, I don't know, miserable, quite just not happy with their lives and just not very happy as you would think a child would be. So I think it depends on what kind of mindset they have. If we're talking about, let's say, the average, or like what's usually going to happen for adults is that obviously, as you were saying, they use the mentality. So I'll probably say it's harder to focus on the adults because they're so worked into how they've already been brought up. For children, they are still being brought up. So you can still change that while they're growing up into these very confident, helpful, amazing adults. And obviously for adults, I feel like they're conditioned by the society as they grow up. So I feel like for children, it's much easier for them to understand things quicker instead of adults, because obviously they're so worked into the same routine over and over again. It might be hard for the adults to break that routine.
So what would you say is the most common challenge that you face when trying to encourage people?
The most common thing that probably I would overcome, or something that's come to me while I'm doing my career, is I think like learning how other people support you and learning how other people don't support you. And that's something that took me quite a while for me to understand recently. And when I was in primary school, I'm not really sure how you would say that in America, but when I was in primary school, like my first year of school, like my first school of school.
I think it's the same thing over here. It's primary school over here, like kindergarten through third grade.
Yeah, and when I was in primary school and I shared what I did to like the whole school in an assembly, one of the students didn't understand what I did, and I don't know, maybe a week or 2 weeks after, they started to post rude comments on my YouTube channel, and that soon turned into cyberbullying because they were putting all these horrible comments on my channel. I didn't understand why they didn't like me, because everyone always told me, or most people, or the majority of people always told me, if you love yourself, then everyone else is going to love you. If you are going to be focusing on what you do, then everyone's going to like you. And I was like, well, I am passionate about what I do, so why isn't this particular person not liking me for who I am if I'm being myself? And then I soon had to understand that not everyone is going to like me, but I'm not going to focus on that one person out of this whole community that I have created from my career. So I always think of it that way, and that's a lesson that I've had to learn quite recently, or when I first started doing speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, dealing with haters 101. That is what you need to know about how to deal with haters. Don't focus on them, because really, and Vanessa, I'm sure you know this, haters are really undercover fans.
Yeah.
That's really what they are. They're upset, and every time they mention your name or they think about you, they're putting a quarter in your eternal meter, keeping you alive to them. So were you born with this type of confidence, or did you have to work on it? Did you have to nourish it? And if so, how?
I would have to say that I was always quite a bubbly person, but I'm actually an introvert. So if I was around someone I knew, I would be like the most chattiest, loudest person that you would probably know if I knew you very well. But the minute you put me in front of a stranger, you'll seem like, oh, this person's very shy, this person doesn't want to speak to me. And I didn't really want to be like that. I wanted to be open to anyone. I wanted to be bubbly around anybody. And my confidence has grown and it has improved, and I have worked on it just because I want to make sure that that whoever I'm around, I can still be the same person, because I know that even when I'm at home and I'm editing videos, you probably won't even notice I'm there because I just get straight on with it. And that's probably what my mum would say as well. And I just get straight on with it. And then when you see me on stage, I'm like the center of attention, because everyone's like, oh my God, this is a 12-year-old speaker. So when people first meet me, they're like, oh, she's very nice. And when I go on stage, they're like, is that the same child? So I live kind of in two split personalities. Sometimes I'm just a little bit quiet. Sometimes I'm this very bubbly, loud, confident person. But I think confidence is one of the most important things that anyone can improve on, or take that element and to improve your life with it. And that's also why I do confidence coaching for children, because I believe that confidence can help children, maybe even at school when they do a school presentation, and when they turn into adults, confidence can help them with getting job interviews and things like that. Confidence can be there to help you and to improve anything that you want to make happen. So that's why I believe confidence is so important, which is why I do confidence coaching as well.
That's really great. That's really great.
Thank you.
So tell me, you like to travel, right?
Yes, I do.
And I hear from the grapevine that you're going to be in New York City pretty soon.
Yes!
Are you excited about that?
I am so excited. Well, my mum's been to New York a couple of times, and I've been to New York once before, and we only went there for 3 days. So there are so many other places that I would love to go and discover of New York City. And me and my mum, if we didn't love London so much, or if London didn't give us so many opportunities, we probably would have moved to New York or tried to live in New York a long time ago, because New York City is just such a lovely place and we just love it so much. I mean, we love traveling in general. Traveling is one of our ultimate goals, to always be traveling, always discovering new parts of the world. But New York City is definitely one of our favorite places to go to, just because like the city and seeing the different landmarks. And I'm so excited to be going to New York as very, very soon, very soon. When I went to New York the first time, I didn't do speaking quite yet. So now we know so many people who are models in New York, so now we can meet up with them, and there are lots of other influencers in New York who we could try and find and meet. So now we have all these connections, and that just makes it so much more exciting to be able to see everyone. So yeah, the Girls Who Brunch tour is so exciting, because obviously I focus a lot on empowering girls, because girls might have a lot more problems than boys may do, because just about how the society may look at girls. So that's why I focus a lot on that as well. So when I found out there was an event in New York, when we're going, we were like, this is the perfect opportunity to be able to share what I do in such a beautiful place.
Cool. One of the quotes that I like that I saw on your Instagram was action is the foundational key to all success. And
Yes.
you're clearly someone who takes massive action. What is your favorite quote? I just shared with you my favorite quote. I'm interested in hearing one of your favorite quotes that inspires Inspiring Vanessa.
Isn't a nice way to put it? Inspires Inspiring Vanessa. Very nice way to put it. I would have to say my favorite quote is, I mean, there are so many quotes that I love. I probably have to say it's one that I actually made before I even knew I was going to do speaking. And I was like doing it in an art lesson in primary school when I was much younger. And it was, life is like a flower, to try and keep those petals on. And it was something that was stuck on our fridge. And when I started doing speaking and I walked past it, I was like, this is actually a quote that I made, and I didn't even realize it was an actual quote, and it actually had this meaning to it. So the meaning of it, or the reason behind it, is if you imagine the flower, like the flower of life, and each petal is each stage of life. So one petal is when you're a baby, one petal is when you're a child, and then next is an adult. And if you see these different stages of the flower, the minute it falls off, you can't go back to that stage anymore. And that's why I always say, life is like a flower, so try and keep those petals on, which basically means always be willing to look at the opportunities that life is going to give you, because you only live one life. You only have this one opportunity in this certain stage, so try and fulfill that certain stage of life, because so many people want to hold on to these things and hold on to the petals. What you need to do is you need to not take advantage of them while they're there, but actually love that once they are there, and when they fall off, at least you know that all these things, they've come because I've worked so hard on it.
That's interesting.
Thank you.
One of the questions I usually like to ask people is, what would you tell your 16-year-old self? Usually they'll be older, obviously, but in your case, we're going to do a remix. Okay.
Ooh.
So what are you going to tell the 21-year-old Inspiring Vanessa right now? So you're casting a word into the future. So, when you're 21, I want you to then listen back to this podcast and hear the message that you've sent to yourself right now when you're 12. So what message do you want to tell the 21-year-old Inspiring Vanessa?
First of all, this is probably going to be, you guys probably send this to me when I'm on my 21st birthday. not that if you guys will probably remember, but
flashback.
Yeah, flashback. Hi, 21-year-old. That sounds so weird. Hi, 21-year-old Vanessa. This is 12-year-old Vanessa, and I just wanted to let you know that whatever's going on right now, I know you can get through it, and always make sure to use confidence, and I hope that you're traveling around the world, making more inspirators happy, and watch the rest of this interview. And I hope that you've met Ellen already, because that's something that I know that you and me both have wanted to do for a while. So I hope that you've met Ellen once you're 21. But thank you for listening to this, future Vanessa.
Yo, I'm like, yo, my heart is like so touched right now. This is like this is the sweetest experience. Like we are absolutely enjoying talking to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is really
it's so
cool.
nice talking to you guys as well.
This is really, really, really cool. So before we wrap up, tell us, Miss Vanessa, how are you making it your era? Why is this your era?
This is my era because to be a role model for other young people is something that's going to create such an influence and such an impact to the children. And compared to an adult telling them empowering things, I feel like a child who's the same age as them is going to create more of an impact because they can relate to me. And that's why I think it's so important, or that this is my era to be in, because when I first started speaking, I was like, why should I have to wait till I'm an adult to be able to do all these things? Because I was so excited about it. And that's something that every single one of us needs. We all need to be excited about something to be able to start it straight away, and not thinking that, oh, I need to be a certain age till I can be able to do this. Honestly, there are actual legal things that I have to do until I'm an adult. But doing speaking is not one of those things. And when I thought about that, I was like, why don't I just start doing it now? And that's obviously how it all started.
That's so dope. So you apparently have a homeboy who does something similar to what you do. Can you tell us about your friend King Na?
Oh yes, King Na is absolutely amazing. I know that he is very well known in America because he is known to be one of the most motivational kids in America. And I actually did an Instagram live with him, and just like being in his presence, even over the phone, I was like speechless. I just didn't know what to say. There was so much knowledge coming out of him. And just knowing that there's one King Na in the world, and then there are so many other influencers who are stepping up and getting ready to make an impact. If we line all these people up, the world is going to be so amazing in the next generation, because it's going to be this line of leaders that is going to be ready to make this impact for the young people. And that's what I'm so excited about.
And we're excited about you, Vanessa. This has been totally amazing. So I need something else from you. I need you to channel your inner recording artist. Are you ready?
Okay.
And I need you to do a drop for the podcast. I need you to be like, what's up, world? This is Inspiring Vanessa, young motivational speaker and entrepreneur, and this is my era. What about you? Okay. Something like that. Put it in your own words, but that's like the general gist. Do it like you're promoting your mixtape.
Okay. So do I just start whenever I feel like it?
Yeah, it's all you.
Okay. What's up, NYC? This is Inspiring Vanessa. I am 12 years old. I am from the UK, and I am an international speaker, YouTuber, and a person who is ready to influence the next generation. And this is my era. What's yours?
that was super dope. I need you to do it again though. So two things. Kuda's in NYC. I'm in South Florida, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami. So
cool.
Instead of what's up NYC, just like what's up world.
Okay.
And
cool.
Everything you said in between was absolutely perfect. But then, and this is my era. What about you?
Okay.
What you did amazing. I'm like.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was really good.
Okay. What's up, world? It's Inspiring Vanessa. I'm 12 years old and I'm in the United Kingdom. I'm an international speaker, YouTuber, and a person who is ready to influence the next generation. And this is my era, so please tell me what's yours.
We can roll with that. I like that. So genuine. Kuda, what you think, man?
She crushed it.
And it starts right now. This is my era. Well, let's go!
This is my era!
Oh, yeah!
This is my era!
This is my era! Come on! Come on!
This is my era!
This is my era!
What about you? Everybody runs the race. Some about you? Stand up when they call your name. Stand out when you do your job. Let greatness notice you. If you're just wishing for glory, then what are you asking? Victory ain't sweet if you don't live through the pain. So many great ones before me found glory everlasting. This what I came to do, came to be. Cause see, this is my era.
This is my era. The mission and the vision never been so clearer. Seems like the world ain't getting no better. If you wanna see a change, take a look in the mirror now. You possess the key to unlock it. Open up the door, opportunities knocking. You can't deny. On this road that we're walking, there's gonna be some obstacles, but we'll keep on marching. Some will doubt you, even talk about you, but this world wouldn't be the same without you. Golden people on the rise, we know our value. Reaching the impossible, we'll show you how to. Don't know about you, but I know about me. I was born with everything I need to succeed. Living out the dreams, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to be. Cause see,
this is my era. Change that we all wanna see, yeah, whoa. And as long as I'm living and breathing, I reach for the sky, giving living a meaning. That's what